Hey everyone, in today's world we're all online, right? We shop, chat with friends, and even handle our money on the internet. Every time we click, search, or buy something, we create data information about who we are, what we do, and what we like. This data is super valuable, and companies often use it for things like showing us ads. While that can be useful, it can also be risky if this data gets into the wrong hands. Think about things like identity theft, someone stealing your money, or someone invading your privacy. These are real dangers in our digital world. That's why data protection is so important. It's like locking your doors and keeping your valuables safe. Data protection keeps our online information safe. It's not just about stopping bad things from happening, it's about giving us control over our information. It makes sure our information is used responsibly and ethically. Our online actions can stick around for a long time, so protecting our data is super important. India has lots of people online, and sadly, that means more cybercrime. We're talking about things like phishing scams, data breaches, online harassment, and identity theft. These are real threats, and they're constantly changing. Sometimes this happens because people aren't aware of the dangers, or companies don't have strong enough security. Cybercriminals are getting smarter and using tricky ways to steal data. They often target people and businesses with weak security. This is why we need strong laws and ways to enforce them to fight cybercrime and protect everyone's data. The good news is that the Indian government knows about these threats and is working to fix them. The Digital Personal Data Protection Act, 2023, shows that India wants to make the internet safer for everyone. It's also important to note that children using social media need parental permission, and there are increasing cases of cyber fraud and child abuse in online research. The Digital Personal Data Protection Act, 2023, is a big step for India. This law creates a strong system for data protection, giving people more control over their information and making sure companies use it responsibly. The Act has clear rules about how data can be used. Companies need our permission to collect our data, they have to say why they're collecting it, and they have to keep it safe. There's even a data protection board to make sure everyone follows the rules and to help people who have complaints. This law isn't just about restrictions, it's about creating a culture of responsible data handling. It encourages businesses to adopt best practices for data security and privacy, building trust and transparency online. A global standard, comparing India's Act with the GDPR. India's Data Protection Act learned from the best in the world, especially the European Union's General Data Protection Regulation, or GDPR. Both have similar ideas, like collecting only the data that's needed, using it only for the reason you said you would, and getting permission from users. This shows that the whole world is moving towards stronger data protection, but India's law also considers India's unique needs. For example, it knows that India has many languages, so notices about data protection need to be in formats and languages everyone can understand. Because India's law is similar to the GDPR, it not only protects data in India, but also makes it easier to share data with other countries, which is good for businesses and people. This is really important in today's world where data can travel anywhere. Empowering individuals. The impact of the Data Protection Act. This law is a big deal for everyone in India. It gives us rights over our data. We can see what information companies have about us, correct it, or even delete it. The law also says companies have to explain their privacy policies in simple language, so we can understand how our data is being used. For the average internet user in India, this means more transparency and control. We can decide what we want to share, knowing that our privacy is protected by law. The Act's focus on data security also helps everyone by reducing the risk of data breaches and identity theft. Now that companies have to have strong security, we can feel safer online. The Data Protection Act isn't just a law, it's a step towards a safer, fairer and better digital future for everyone in India.